My name is Niklas and I am, amongst other things, an arms collector. We are here in my basement to have a small look at my collection, together with my friend Nico from DH Network, who will show you around. I hope you will enjoy. Oi!
Yes!
Hello Nico.
Hello Niklas. Nice
Good to see you again. Please follow us and enjoy the show. My collection is very wide and it would be completely impossible to go in depth on every weapon. There's, I think, more than 400 weapons, including the blades, in this room alone. Even more at home and even more at our antique restorer. But let's have a fast overview. We start here in the corner with my combat gear, body armor, helmet, thermal, night vision, everything you need to go into a tactical situation. On the wall there you see long weapons. Some of them I think is very nice, like the MP40 Schmeisser here, the old Russian PBSH-40. This one, very rare, Sikh submachine gun, used to be equipping the Swiss Guard of the Pope. And the table here, a lot of blades. I like in particular this set of 3-barrel poker pistols, but if you run out of ammo, you have an extra. Up there, the rangefinder, the multi-caliber sniper rifle. Here are some modern tactical guns, ranging all the way from the trusted old AK-47 to the 6 over here, complete with grenade launchers and laser sights. Muskedunners, blunderbusses, I think is the English word. That used to be the forerunner for the shotgun. You would load all your shrapnel and your used metal parts in there, and then you were ready to defeat a thief in your home. Up here the Lynx, one of the only semi-automatic 50 caliber rifles in the world. 50 cal is around 12.7 millimeter. Long arms, some of them veterans of wars, like the war in 1848 between Denmark and Prussia, and the war of 1807 against the English and so forth. You wouldn't go anywhere without your Bar 1918, one of the first military-grade automatic weapons in the world. Came in the end of the First World War, but was mostly used in the Second by the American squads. Every squad had one bar attached to it. An MG3, the modern version of the MG42. MG42, of course, was called the Hitler's Boss Saw and was this fast-firing, very successful light machine gun of the Second World War. I said this is my small arms collection, but there is a few heavies as well, like the Madus, the 50 cal heavy machine gun. It's just a wonderful weapon and it's used since the Second World War, even before, and to this day you see it in many armies. RPG-7, classic anti-tank weapon. Don't go hunting without it, because if you hit your prey with that, then you have instant meat sauce. A Madsen recoilless rifle, 1930s Danish produced machine gun. Another Madus. Blades on the walls to your heart's content, ranging all the way from the honorary Legion sword of the French army that is handed out to the best soldiers, to just about every cool blade in the Danish-Norwegian army from the 1700s until today. One of my favorites is, of course, the Thompson submachine gun. We have it here in both an army and civilian version. The Chicago typewriter here. Over here, my Flintlock pistol collection. I have quite a lot, not even, I think, all of them are here, but here are some of the finest, including a shelf of 6 pairs of Kuchenreuter dueling pistol. The top one here used to belong to Giacomo Casanova, the womanizer, and was used in his famous duel against General Banicki. And there's some exquisite handwork here in these pistols, very rare pieces indeed, and as you can see, since I have so many, I really love Flintlock pistols. A bit of ammo. Let's see a little closer on some of the weapons. I own more than 120 historical blades, swords, sabers, rapiers, daggers, you name it. But I really like the Palash or the Palask the heavy cavalry swords. Here's a Norwegian Danish version, and here is a Danish one from the 1790s. And the original scabbard has been kept, which is quite rare. A real chopper and the tool that I would pick for a heavy fight. Many of my blades are imbued with quite some history, and some of them a gruesome history. This, for example, was the cavalry sword of Brigadier General Hugh Halkett, also known as the Daneslayer. He supposedly used this very sword to kill 30 Danish peasant soldiers in the Battle of Copenhagen. And now for something really special, the sword of a Viking king. We can tell that it was the sword of a king, probably in the 10th or 11th century, because there are remains of gilding on the hilt, and this was reserved for the highest of lords. It's also a Damask steel sword. Probably the steel was imported for Syria or the Byzantine Empire, and it's labeled Ingerli, and the Damask Viking swords were always labeled Ingerli or Ulfbert. Quite amazing. More than 1,000 years later, and it's still razor sharp. The blade of the commander's sword of the Yellow Corps is very richly decorated. What you see throughout the sword and also on the hilt is the references to C7 or King Christian VII of Denmark-Norway. There's also this inscription here, which in Danish Norwegian says, Kongen leve, landet florerer, byen braverer, 1774. And it means, long live the king, may the country flourish, and may the city stand tall. In the special blade section, we have these jade nephrite-hilted sabers with heavily decorated blue steel blades. They were made by the famous swordmaker Reid of Dublin and presented as a present by the English crown to the Maharaja Ranjit Singh, also called the Lion of the Punjab. And the older section, a Renaissance battle axe. Denmark has a long tradition of producing firearms, and these are all Danish weapons. They go from the early 19th century Flintlocks to the mid-19th century percussion lock and to the mid to late 19th century early experimentation with breech-loading guns. This rifle was the Danish Army rifle of 1807. It participated in the Napoleonic Wars, and this particular gun fought in the Battle of Copenhagen in 1807. This, the tap rifle, replacement for the earlier smoothbore musket with the percussion lock system, was a veteran of the war between Denmark and Prussia in 1848 and in 1864. Here's a really special piece indeed, the personal shotgun of the King of Hanover, Ernst August. It's a front-loading shotgun in 16 bore, made by Thatcham and English master barrel maker, and C.D. Tanner of Hanover, a famous German shotgun maker. It has this beautiful barrel in Damask steel and rich engravings, and it's kind of funny that the shotgun of a king, or the king of a shotgun, is sitting here in this collection. When it comes to sporting shotguns, there are really no brand higher rated than James Purdy & Sons. These matching set of two original shotguns are from 1910, the Edwardian age. 20 gauge, so you can use them even with modern ammunition. They've been used extensively already for hunting and will be used again. They come with complete tools, including golden firing pins in ivory box, cleaning tools, and the box is of course also completely original. You find no nicer sporting shotguns than these.
These are the guns from the Western time, the part of the collection. This Madman revolver is the revolver of Thomas Jefferson Page, and he was the grandson of one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. Here we have the youngster in the group, the 100 Years Collection Winchester rifle. Then we have the precision rifle from 1876. You can notice that these sights are for precise long-range shots. Then the most popular one is the Yellow Boy from 1866. This is the rifle you see in all the Western movies. Not so known, but also a must for every collector, is this nice 1866 Winchester infantry rifle. You can see that it has a bayonet. So we can stick it up here, get it ready to fight.
Besides these two Danish-Norwegian naval howitzers, there are no cannons in this room, but I do actually have an artillery collection, including a whole battery of bronze cannons. But that's for another video.
Out of the small arms collection, some pieces. We couldn't leave away the Schmeisser, of course, but it's mainly about the Mauser. We here have P08 heavily decorated, also with ivory handle, of course, a beautiful piece. We won't touch that one today, but here we have the Swiss pendant from Waffenfabrik Bern with, of course, typical Kniegelenk in use. And then, going from this, the P38, which was a favorite in the Third Reich, and out of the contract that went to the Persian Reich, where the stock is at the same time also your holster. This idea mainly came from the C96. Beautiful pistol, one of the first semi-automatic guns ever created. Here to the part of the Allied squad weapons from Second World War. We start off with a Colt commemorative 1911 in 45 ACP, of course, nicely decorated. Then an M1 carbine, plus its bigger brother, the M1 Garand, with its typical noise up on the finishing of the clip, and two models of the Thompson submachine gun, the 1927 A1, but the more used in the war is the Thompson M1 A1, which only uses the stacked magazine versus the drum mag, which was not very usable for war purpose. And of course, can't be missed in any collection, the bar. This is the SIG 553 and the SIG 751, meaning 556 cartridge, and the 308 cartridge. Both equipped with a 40mm grenade launcher, the appropriate aiming device, plus of course for night vision capability, a laser aiming device, plus silencer. If the heavy model is too heavy, of course it can be easily equipped into a light version of the same rifle.
Further 3, the newest sniper rifle in the collection. It's multi-caliber in 300 Norma and 6.5 Creedmoor. Suppressor system is an ATEC Marksman. The optic on top of it is a Steiner M7XE IFS. The stock is fully adjustable and got a custom 3D printed metal G-Well on it as well. The bipod is from Atlas to give the sniper rifle system, when it's in charge, a nice stand on 3 points.
So apart from Han Solo's blaster out of Star Wars, we also do have another movie favorite, which are the two Heckler & Koch USP match pistols that were used by Lara Croft, and she likes to do her personal check a bit in a special way. That would be that one.
Cheers, Nico.
Cheers, Nicholas.
That was a lot of fun, but I wonder, what do we do next?
I'd say tanks.
Tanks, yeah. And artillery. Artillery! That will be amazing.
1st of August is coming up.
Yep. And we're firing from the Karlshof. Yes. See you there and in the next movie.
Yep.